is my honest reaction to this information. Once again, I find myself here. Stand ready for my arrival, worm. Where are the evildoers? I think that's them. Oh, definitely. Maybe not. Oh, I was right. Ow. Look, it's Japanese GTA. Ow. Woohoo! Alright. I've almost prepared this for my arrival. Alright. Here we are, once more. The Smile Burger has been demolished. It's time. We're picking up where we died of cringe last time. We have 30 posts left of varying length. I'd say of varying length and quality, but we already know that that's a lie. Hello! Made it just in time to poorly experience a poor story. The definitive experience, happy, but through the ass. December 11th, 2012. 3 more episodes have been just... God damn it. 3 more episodes have been just emailed to me. We're not even a sentence in. But I will say one thing. To whoever is mailing me episodes, I will not accept them until I'm done with the last one sent, okay? Anyways, the episodes are called Happy Goes to the Circus Redux, The Followers, and The Followers Part 2. The episode after The Followers will probably be a prequel to the second Happy movie. The only one I got emailed a synopsis for was the first of the 3. Happy Goes to the Circus Redux. It was Happy returns to the Banana Brothers Circus, only to find them bankrupt, poor, and with no axe. It appears to be a sequel to Happy Goes to the Circus from Season 1. You don't say. December 12th, 2012. This is what 2012 was really hinting at. in the disaster calendar. I was trying to drive to the supermarket because I've been so paranoid. The bank repoed their axe. Fair point. So I've been so paranoid that I've been unable to complete any tasks if they force me to go outside. Oh, grow up. When I opened the car door, the interior was covered with blood. I looked below the seat and found the rotting remains of another stray cat. Below the cat was a note that said this: I named him Fred, from Nash. What do I say? Do I crash out because this is stupid? Or do I just let it marinate that we have a sentence about another dead cat in a car interior filled with blood? It was overly disturbing, but I can't go into full detail about it. Oh, thanks. I've got the next full episodes of Happy Appy Forensic Rises Part 2. This episode was a lot longer, while the first part was almost 3 minutes long. The second part was 55 minutes, making it the longest episode without a non-promo bonus feature. The episode begins with an odd intro. There are no clips playing, only black. Frederick singing the theme song faintly can be heard. It fades into the title, Forensic Rises Part 2. The title explodes, letting us see the subtitle, They All Die. Oh, if only. If only they all died. If only. If Frederick really wanted a snuff TV show, he should have died in the first episode like a real helldiver. God damn it. It fades into Frederick, who is dressed up as Michael Myers with a Freddy Krueger glove for no clear reason. The reason was because you wanted to paint an edgy picture. You wanted to be like, huh, what if we gave Michael Myers the Freddy Krueger glove? That would be so cool. With this cult leader making a snuff TV show, that would be so cool. Sitting on Happy Appy's couch. I don't want to know shit about Happy Appy's couch. A distressed Happy walks into frame and says, "Kids, I'm depressed today." Frederick looks at Happy, who blandly says, "I cannot seem to kill that menace named Danny." Yes, Danny the Menace. Perhaps this will be the day when I give up killing people forever. Frederick tries to assure Happy that the next time Danny would die painfully, and they will be able to murder children for the rest of their lives. Happy replies, "Frederick, you are amazing, and you're right. Killing kids is too, well, fun to give up. Plus, there was always a certain Russian guy I wanted to kill." Out of quotations of the episode, very funny. How... This is the dumbest shit ever. What is scary about this? It's just a POV story of this guy having the evil bad guys acknowledge him in their evil show. Like, get off his meat, Forensic. You are his biggest fan. You are the reason this blog exists. You are doing tricks on Garasim's meat. It is no wonder you two are shipped together. You are actually doing tricks on it. Desperate. Begging for his attention. Please, please, Daddy Garasim. Please spread the word. Please. Pathetic. This is our bad guy? This fast food employee is scarier. Frederick puts on a hockey mask, grabs a hacksaw, and runs outside. He calls out for Danny, but no voice sounding like Danny responds to Frederick. It cuts to Danny driving down badly green screen footage of Times Square. This goes on for a long time, possibly beating the driving scenes from Happy's birthday. Danny's tires are suddenly blown out by Frederick, and he crashes into a ditch. Danny's forehead is cut open, while he yells that his legs and arms are broken. Foreskin wants geriatric to touch his own foreskin. Accurate assessment. He broke his arms and his legs in a car accident. And cut his forehead open. From a tire blowout and a crash into a... What did he do? I gotta wonder, how do you break both your arms and both your legs and cut open your forehead and somehow don't suffer anything else? I wouldn't mess with Danny. Danny kind of built different. Danny got plot armor. Somehow. What later occurs is a minute-long fight scene between Frederick and Danny. A fight, the fucking dragon of Applejima? Excuse me? He broke both of his arms and legs. And is now just squaring up. Helldiver mentality right there. Can't liberate with this broken arm, can't run without legs, but god damn it, I'm fighting. It ends with Danny being accidentally knocked out by the van's door. Accidentally? How accidentally? What about this is accidental? Did he, like, trip over his shoelaces during this boss fight and hit his head on the open door? Was the door closed? Did the door accidentally disengage and pop open? What is happening? Is my nose gonna start bleeding? Is reading this story gonna summon something into my house? Happy is still at home, sitting down on the couch watching TV. Frederick walks in, carrying the knocked-out Danny. Happy is excited, believing that Danny is actually dead. However, Frederick says, Happy, he's just knocked out. He's not dead. Happy goes ballistic and attacks Frederick for not killing Danny. After a while of fighting, Frederick agrees with letting Happy painfully murder Danny. Damn, our favorite schizophrenic... Wait a minute. A puppet? A puppet? I was gonna make a joke about a puppet marriage with a very angry, abusive puppet. And I just got flashbacks to Meet the Robinsons. Because there's literally that character. That, oh my god. He has that really, I'm going for a drive! Just walks it, takes his arm off screen into a doorway. You just hear a car revving and driving off. If you haven't watched Meet the Robinsons, you have done yourself a disservice. That is a Disney movie that is amazing from when they had to try. It tells such a unique story, and it is so fucking funny. I never beat the Wii game, though. I remember the opening scene took place in Egypt and the pyramids collapsed. And I remember getting lost in the house. Have you seen the theory that the hand puppet doll is possessed by the guy's dead husband? No? But I'll have to look into it now. That sounds very interesting. It cuts to Danny tied to a chair, while Happy and Frederick watch TV. Danny wakes up and asks where he is. Happy replies, "You're at our house, Danny. We wanted you to feel every single ounce of pain, so we waited until you woke up." Frederick gets out lighter fluid to pour on Danny, until Happy interrupts him. It was made by the theorizer. Ah, the Mort theory. That was also a classic. Meth pad is... Nice. Happy interrupts him and tells him that he wants to pour the fluid on Danny. Somehow Danny realizes that he can untie him. Somehow Palpatine returned. Writing. Something's life ends with me, and it's going to be this apple. While Happy and Frederick are arguing about the lighter fluid, Danny slowly slips out of the chair. The plot armor strikes again. Hides behind one of the walls listening to them. Happy finds out that Danny is gone and begins letting out a long string of curses at Frederick, who looks on in shock. Happy attacks him again, but this time with the intention to kill him. Is this a snuff TV show or an ultra-violent marital drama between two fucking pissed off divorced dads? Should go to couples therapy. Type of shit Prime Joseph Joestar does with 2 sticks of bubblegum and some pocket lids. In self-defense, Frederick reaches for a scalpel and stabs Happy in the eye with it, blinding him in one eye. Frederick pulls out a scalpel, allowing Happy to fall unconscious due to blood loss. In a fit of rage, Frederick throws lighter fluid all over the house, lights a match, and ignites the entire house. Frederick runs out of the house and locks the door so that Happy can't get out. He stands in the front yard, watching as the entire place crumble to the ground. He remarks that nobody can stand in his way now that Happy is dead. It cuts to behind Frederick, where the same soulless Happy from the Demolition Derby episode is standing. Frederick begins to freak out, realizing that he has no torture tools to use. The soulless Happy death smiles and the scene fades to black. He gets outside of the house. Viper starts playing. He hears a voice from behind. Skiatemoro. Just psychopathic Happy sitting there staring. Soma. Finally, after a minute, it fades back in to show the soulless Happy, who is completely red, doing the same smile, while his eyes begin to glow white. Hero Brian? It slowly fades into Frederick, who is absolutely torn apart. No, he's not. The last scene before the credits was the charred remains of Happy and Danny in the destroyed house. No! Not my goat Danny! They took away his plot armor. How could they do this? The credits play over the image of the soulless Happy with what sounds like a cover of They're Coming to Take Me Away, Haha by Frederick and his followers. The episode was weird and fucked up. I wonder if these events will come into play in the second movie. Wait, didn't Foreskin make Happy, which is a puppet? Did he accidentally make a demon? We can't answer these questions. Until it gets released, I pray that I'm not murdered in my sleep by Frederick. I kinda hope you are. It's not personal. I don't hate you as a person, but you're clearly suffering with something that can't be cured through traditional means, and there's no reason to make someone that sick suffer. December 14th, 2012. Make up your own headcanon, it's probably better. Hey, it's what I did with Infinite Wealth! I watched Happy Goes to the Circus Redux today. Oh, back-to-back episode description posts. Fuck. 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 It starts out with the soulless Happy standing over the remains of Happy and Danny. The soulless Happy's eyes and body colors slowly turn into a Happy put more effort into my Chiban is the champion of Tsuchimon gods. There even is. You just watch enough good YouTube content, I guess. It all makes sense now. What Happy's are. And he says, "Hey kids, ignore that my house burned down and those pathetic people are dead." He walks over to his black van, or should I say the remains of his black van. He says sarcastically, "Oh no, my van got burned down. Whatever shall I do now?" After giving a death smile, he says, "Don't worry. Until I get another van, I'm going to take Danny's car." Happy grabs car keys from Danny's pant pocket, climbs into his car, and drives off. No, Danny. Come on, pull a Juan Haley and survive inexplicably something that is unsurvivable. Happy is on a... They even stole his fucking whip. The disrespect to Danny is unbelievable. They kidnapped this guy when he was a child, kidnapped him as an adult to relive the same trauma, and made him have a very painful death scene after having some of the most consistent runs. Well, I shouldn't say consistent. He survived a lot in comparison to literally everything else in this universe that isn't the villains. He says, "Hey, since Danny returned, I've felt very nostalgic about my other, less natural friends. I'm going to go see if the Banana Brothers are still in business." Happy drives over to where the tent used to be, but instead of a colorful tent, there's a patch of dirt where the Banana Brothers are sitting, crying in the background. You could see a tower in the background being built that looks like the Freedom Tower. Great. More 9/11 imagery. Woohoo! Presumably, that was where the towers were. Nope. Before they were destroyed. Happy walks over to the Banana Brothers and says, "What's wrong?" Ben Banana, who was the one in the top hat, said, "We ran out of money and we don't have any more acts to work for us." Happy turns to the camera and says, "Don't worry, Ben and Billy. My friends and I will gladly give you money and some acts to restart your circus." Oh, great. I can only imagine. The Banana Brothers are very happy to hear Happy's offering. And How noticeable is it? Is the fan obtrusive? God, I hope not. Because if it is, then I still gotta go figure it out. Know what it was? Same lady. She looks so much better after she was done listening to Happy Happy. The quality of life rising. Fan isn't bad, alright. In that case, we'll just continue, rather than continue stalling. So the sooner I get this done, the sooner I can move on to Overwatch. As terrible as that sounds, we're going for a gauntlet of suffering today. I am, anyway. Do 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 do. Maybe then I'll go do a freedom. I need to find. We go do freedom. One day. Out of the fire and into the frying pan situation. You have no idea because I haven't played Overwatch. This is probably the longest stretch I've been since not playing Overwatch, and they've added so many new heroes. It's kind of insane. The Banana Brothers are very happy to hear Happy's offering, and Happy goes off screen for a few minutes. During this, the Banana Brothers just sit there, not doing a thing. We got even lazy. Is that what you're getting at here? Whatever. So apparently Forensic is dead until he's not. Because Happy murdered him or something. Eventually, Happy comes back with wads of money. He gives them to the Banana Brothers, and Happy says his axe will come in next week. It cuts to a week later, where Happy introduces his axe to the Banana Brothers. Most of them are followers dressed in various costumes, but a few acts have or are entirely made up of clay fruit puppets. It cuts to another week later, where various people enter the circus. Happy talks to the Banana Brothers off stage about how amazing this circus performance will be. Finally, the Banana Brothers come on stage and start off the circus. How are they going to kill a bunch of these people? I'm not stupid. I know where this is going. You can't fool me. I've played these games before, Forensic. I know what you're doing. It cuts to an 8-minute montage of the acts performing. Unlike Happy Goes to the Circus, these circus scenes were actually decent, which is not surprising considering that Frederick has more workers to help him produce episodes faster. I wouldn't call them workers, they're people that have been brainwashed and kidnapped and all this other shit. Or maybe they're just doing it for the love of the game. Maybe we'll get a Forensic follower that'll be like, think I care about Apple? You think I care about the Snuff TV show? I'm here because I enjoy this. You see, to me, there is no greater feeling than minorly inconveniencing a Russian guy that my creator is obsessed with. After various stock circus acts, it goes to the intermission where Happy is seen wandering backstage. One of the followers walks up to him and says, "Hey Happy, we've set up the walkie-talkies. Tell us when to do the grand finale." Happy says, "Alright, I'll say grand finale when it's the right time, and you do your stuff." The follower goes off screen, murderously laughing. Oh boy, I wonder what's gonna happen. Let's run a prediction here. Is it going to be explosives? Is it going to be fire? Or is it going to be they just airdrop 500 revving chainsaws to cut everybody in the audience in half as they fall from the sky? Because, you know, Happy Happy loves his chainsaw. I get the feeling that this is an easy answer. Or either that or we're all wrong, because this author likes to play clever, I guess. I'm not like the other, yeah. I want to say fire. Yeah. They wouldn't do the train. Maybe that's where this comes back. Maybe they built the circus on a train track. It plays a second 8-minute montage scene, but when it is at the last act, the Jujubee jugglers. Oh wow, Jujubee. I'm having a stroke. Happy grabs the walkie-talkie and says in a psychotic voice, "Grand finale." It cuts to a short follower and a tall follower near the cages, where the tigers and bears are being held. Ah. I completely forgot about circus animals. Forgive me, I just figured we weren't bothering with animals. Also, I highly doubt that trained circus animals would charge the stands and attack people. If anything, they would probably run away from the massive crowd. Unless they're like, you know, rabid or what have you. Need to spread the disease. I even had animal massacres cross my mind. They both release the tigers and bears. The tigers run into the bleachers and start attacking the audience with chainsaws. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They did not attack with chainsaws. Start attacking the audience. While the bears attack the various acts, another follower startles an elephant, which also runs into the bleachers and tramples people who try to escape. The Banana Brothers are horrified and try to stop the animals, but an obese Asian runs up to the brothers and peels their skin off. Where are we going? Finally, Frederick walks into the tent, as fit as he ever was. He sees all the chaos that has gone on and decides to end the soulless Happy's life, even if it meant killing a few of his followers. Why are you two beefing like this? I don't know what's happening. Genuinely, the funniest part is that I could make up pretty much anything I want with this story because nobody is insane enough to follow along with their own text copy. He grabs a torch and sets fire to the tent. The survivors start running away, trying to escape the blazing circus. A few successfully escape before the circus starts collapsing in on itself. Abusive married couple ass. Setting even more things on fire. Frederick skips away as it cuts to the soulless Happy Happy trying to get out of the circus. He tries to go through a wall, but it is quickly lit on fire. He waits until a piece of the wall collapses and escapes through that route. For the rest of the episode, it shows the circus burning to a crisp with no various shots of the inside. At the end, there were no credits or promo. All that was on the screen was an image saying "The Followers, coming soon." Either it's saying the episode is coming soon or the followers themselves are coming to your house soon. Here we go. Another one down. December 17th, 2012. Last night I had a nightmare that I woke up on a playground. Frederick and all 40-ish of his followers surrounded me, all with that freaky death smile. Freaky death smile. Oh, no. Frederick about to hit him with the, I am so lonely. I couldn't move, and every time I tried to, they all would walk closer to me. After what felt like a lifetime, I found the ability to stand up, and they all began attacking me like cannibals. It just felt too vivid to be a nightmare. I woke up in sweat, screaming. To calm myself down, I turned on the computer, watched some funny videos, and talked to some of my friends on the missing episode forums I usually visit. The internet has ruined the connotation of that word. Yeah, fair point. It was unsettling because the time I was doing those things, I heard loud scratching and whispering at the window. I tried to ignore it, but it kept going on. Finally, I grabbed my handgun, which I pretty much have with me at all times, and shot through the window. However, there was nobody there. I guess the scratching and whispering was a part of my imagination. Or am I just getting too worked up? I don't know, but no matter what, I will not let Frederick take over my life. Are you just trying to keep the rent prices down in your neighborhood and disguising it as paranoia? I heard scratches on my window. Let me maggot up the fucking window. Bro slammed out the neighbor's cat. I guess they say he's Russian, but damn, he's really embracing the American spirit with that one. December 18th, 2012. Someone broke into my email account and changed the password. How did he do that? I was online all night, and I would have known if he broke in. Oh yeah, and I looked in my videos folder and found Happy Appy the Followers Part 1 of 2.wmv in there. The entire thing was 4 hours and 15 minutes, making it the longest episode by far. Sounds more like a TV miniseries, and you're telling me that there's 4 hours of content you're about to describe to me? Are you telling me that that's what's about to happen? There's no real intro, just Happy Appy written in default VHS font. What is default VHS font? Edo SZ? It begins with Frederick burying the remains of Happy and Danny in a grave. Well, that's mighty respectful. And the soulless Happy in another grave, while calm, soothing music plays. After burying them, he drives Danny's car off a cliff to avoid any evidence being found by the police. He drives it off a cliff. He swims back to dry land and catches his breath. He turns to the camera and says, "Hello, I'm Forensic, or Frederick Gorgode. After a long-time partnership with Happy Appy, we've decided that all good things must end. In other words, I killed him after he viciously attacked me, along with Danny, who we've both been going after for a decade. Now that they're both dead, I can focus on just being a killer, and no longer play second fiddle to that clay apple. I would like you to meet my followers now." What? I don't mean to be... Motherfucker, you record and post everything the police have, all the evidence they need. I'm honestly upset that Happy Appy is dead, because now we don't have any more of Frederick and Happy Appy arguing like a married couple. That was, like, funny. That at least made some of the episode recaps bearable. If I'm laughing, it means it's fun bad. And I can live with fun bad. The camera distorts and cuts to a long, dirty hallway with some specks of blood on the wall. Frederick turns to a large room with a bunch of chairs. Frederick tells the camera that the chairs are for the followers, and they should be coming any minute. Right as he says that, loud footsteps are heard, and all the followers, who there are about 50 of, walk into the room and sit down. One of the followers asks why there is a camera in the room. Frederick tells them to ignore it. He puts the camera down and holds up a photo of me to the crowd of followers. Frederick begins yelling at his own followers about why they haven't been able to capture me. They cower in fear of him, and he tells them that if they don't capture and kill me, they will all be murdered. Forensic. Like, you killed Happy Appy just because you want to get into a relationship with Garrison. Just say it, man. It's Pride Month. Or, like, the end of Pride Month, basically. Like, come on. Just admit that you want to be in a relationship with not an apple, but a man. Come on. They cower and... Oh, wait. I read that already. They all nod their heads, still afraid of him, and run out of the building. He goes with them, telling them to hide behind some of the buildings, because he somehow knew that they were close to where I go to work at. He somehow knew... Don't you... I hope he kills your family, so you learn a lesson. I'm so spiteful to the author by this point. Not the author, the narrator. The author wrote this story poorly. Toxic Yowie's so toxic it caused a nuclear fallout. We still have so many posts to go. There's so many words. Although, AI could never beat this, so... bless this, because... at least a human did this. A human put all their time into this. Regardless of its quality, that's commendable. And they would get me while I was driving there. When it shows outside, I immediately recognize that they were in the slaughterhouse. Frederick pulls out a cell phone, talking to his followers through it, like it was a walkie-talkie. After nearly an hour of just filler of him talking to the followers... Need to keep up the mocking, it's the only way to cope. We start to hate, our motivation will be lost. That's kind of what it's become. The endurance test. Frederick pulls out a cell phone. After nearly an hour of just filler of him talking to the followers, he yells that he sees me, and they can jump out now. I quickly saw that this was from August 4th, because the same events play out. Foreskin started a vlog channel. He drops the phone, runs at my car, and I run him over. The camera falls on the ground and distorts. The followers stand around Frederick while one of them grabs the camera and films him lying on the ground with blood pouring out of his legs. He yells at them for not jumping out when told to, and forces them to drive off and follow me to work. About 6 followers, including the cameraman, get into a rusty truck. 2 followers sit in the front, while the rest stay hidden in the back. What occurs is a long driving scene, which is odd considering how fast they're driving. They somehow catch up with my car, right after a beer, without me even noticing. It's being driven by 2 followers. They follow me until I get to my job at the police station, when they park the truck in a large ditch. For a while, it's them quietly looking in on random people in the building, hoping to find me in there. Somehow they do not, despite the fact I have a huge window in my office. One of the women notices the followers stalking near the building and calls the police on her phone. They quickly run off to the truck and drive off, faster than the state limit allows. They accidentally go so fast they wreck into someone else. All the followers in the back fly out, and most of them die. Including the man they crashed into. They're just comically incapable. I'm so confused. The camera is wrecked and displays a lot of static, but not to the... On her phone? Bitch, the police office is right there. Just yell. Nah, we gotta get the operator on the line. Look at her through the window. Who's gonna think rationally? Tell the police arriving at the wreck and arresting the 2 surviving followers. The camera is picked up by an officer who turns it off. It cuts to Frederick, who is recording himself by a low-quality cell phone laid on a table, being alerted about the wreck by a report on TV about it. The sane Frederick resurfaces, takes off his mask, and says, "Oh my god, what have I done?" And the episode fades to black with no credits. It fades into To Be Continued in The Followers Part 2, and the episode ends. Well, December 19th, 2012. The promo of The Followers Part 2 was sent to my new email. My old one is now Frederick's, I guess. Also, the torrent for the second movie turned out to be fake. It begins with Frederick narrating over footage of Happy Appy Goes to the Circus Redux in a dark tone and fades to black. It flashes to Happy Appy's hand rising from his grave, Frederick being struck by lightning, Danny's body being set on fire. He burned to death. Why are we burning his burnt body? Are you cremating him? Are you gonna cremate him and scatter his ashes somewhere nice? For being the goat? Happy fighting Frederick while shirtless on a rooftop. The followers eating human body parts at a large table. Happy and Frederick stabbing someone clean through the face. A picture of me being lit on fire and the soulless Happy Appy being crushed against a wall. So we have soulless Happy Appy. Happy Appy. Wait, there's a Saiyan foreskin in their head? Bro, not even Krieg from Borderlands is that fucked. So apparently, Forensic and Frederick and all this other stuff, they're all completely different people. Or just different extensions of each other. That's kind of crazy. After that, it shows Happy Appy and Frederick jumping out of a burning building. It freeze frames and the title The Followers Part 2 pops up in the Friday the 13th font. And it ends. All I could say is that I'm going to visit my brother for a few days because I rarely get to see him. And I know Frederick and his followers can't get me there. You fucking moron. There are mobsters with more dignity as staying away from their family than you. What the hell, man? This is why I feel bad for innocent family members of ambitious service members. Or idiotic ones. Promise I will be back by the 1st of January to talk about the movie. No! 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 December 25th, 2012. Yes, Gerasim is finally gone, and now it is only I, Frederick Gorgode. Here's a tip, Gerasim. Do not leave a slip of paper with your passwords on it. You see, the trick is, with this one, if you want to be real fancy, you get this big list, and you write all of them down in ink, except one of the inks glows differently when you put on your glasses. Geriatric is dead, we're free. Sorry to disappoint you, but we're only at post 40 of 64. We still got a ways to go. I mean, you're making it too easy for me. Anyways, I hope you enjoy your vacation in Russia or wherever you're going as much as I'll enjoy slicing through your chest with a buzzsaw. When you come back, I hope you enjoy the Happy Appy 2 movie. I spent months editing it, and it's so natural. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention something. I'm back at the fucking building. I've kidnapped more people and forced them to become a follower. There will be nowhere left to go, Garrison. If you leave town, we will follow you. If you fly away, I will get a new identity, fly with you, and get some foreign followers to take you away. Also, I've decided to stop wearing that pathetic disguise. I'll just update my looks so that I'll look like another everyday natural human being. Good luck, Garrison. I'll be waiting. Oh my god. This guy wants his meat. This guy wants to actually slobber on his meat. Well, he's safe at his brother's house, evidently. All the way in Russia. We finished December, which I was supposed to do last stream, but I crashed out too early. Boy. January 2nd, 2013. Oh boy. This is a big one. Okay. As if there's not a bunch of other big ones. Oh great, Frederick has been on my blog again. I must say, I'm not much surprised. In fact, nothing surprises me anymore. It all just feels natural. Anyways, as promised, I watched the second part of The Followers. It begins where the first part of The Followers left off, with Frederick's sane side coming back and him looking at the news in disbelief. However, what isn't shown on the news broadcast is one of the followers admitting who he's working for and where Frederick is located. It cuts to a live police raid where a news reporter is standing in front of the slaughterhouse reporting on it. Frederick looks outside and notices the police cars and news station vans. He quickly runs into the darkness and puts his mask back on, hoping to not be found. The police break in and begin hunting for him, while shouting insults at him at the same time. Forensic begins to come back out, and Frederick tries to fight him off, while staying hidden at the same time. Eventually he gives out and Forensic rises, and takes out his knife, walking with a demented smirk on his face. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm unhappy. Come the fuck on. What are we doing here? He begins to attempt to murder the several police officers, but he gets hit with tear gas, knocking him out. Hold on. I don't think tear gas is a sedative. I think it's an irritant for your eyes and your sinuses and your lungs. I don't think it's a sedative gas. I think it's a irritant gas. I can't get a consistent answer, because I'm pretty sure looking up tear gas is going to make the AI data center people go, he's planning against us! Subhuman worm people. The news report is shown recording the police carrying Frederick's body into the squad car. Several children are seen being released from the slaughterhouse, reuniting with their parents. It cuts to live footage of one of the news reports announcing several details, such as Frederick being the director of a rare Nickelodeon show. Oh right, Nickelodeon is involved with this story. I forgot. He could have genuinely just lit him up with gunfire and no one would have cared. He was attacking officers. After all, like, those dumbass cops gunned down an innocent dog over nothing in, was it California? Those idiots. Like, come on. Where are we? What are we doing here? Him being responsible for many deaths over the past 5 years. For some reason, Danny is seen giving a smug smile. Well, I mean, if what we hear is true, this episode was recorded pre-Danny passing, so... Still, rest in peace, my goat, Danny. While Frederick is being driven away by the officers. And I'd say the reason is that Danny is cool. He's a neat character. Many of the kids' parents talk to different cameras. A bunch of tapes, which I assume are the third season of Happy Appy besides Forensic Rises, are being carried out. The scene fades out after what feels like the most satisfying scene in the entire history of Happy Appy. However, like some people say, all good things must come to an end. This is where the real footage ends and the fake movie footage begins. It abruptly cuts to a sane Frederick wearing a stereotypical police uniform on an electric chair. He isn't wearing the costume he normally wears and has a grim look on his face. He begs the officers to let him go because it was a split personality that did all the murders. The two officers in the room exchange confused glances, and before they can say anything, Forensic comes back and insults the two officers. They quickly fry Forensic with clearly fake blood flying out of his eyes and mouth. Wait, the previous part was good. Good. Scene goes on for a droning 2 minutes and the same footage being repeated over and over until Frederick finally dies. The title of the episode quickly flies in front of the image of Frederick's fried corpse. After this scene, a follower who wasn't arrested or killed gets very pissed off and proceeds to murder a stunt double acting as Danny. A car is seen riding up a hill with Frederick's dead body in the back of it. The two police officers dig a hole and throw his dead body in it, not even bothering to bury him. What? What? Why bring him in for an execution if you were just gonna dispose of his body improperly? What? Police went out of town, dug a shallow grave for this psychopath? Didn't even cover it? They look at his body with angry looks and drive off. A storm begins with lightning, rain, and hail going in every direction. In what is an actually pretty good special effect, lightning strikes Frederick, and for a few seconds, nothing happens. Frederick literally rises from the hole, which must be where they got the footage for the Forensic Rises promo. No shit. And lets out a disturbing cackle. He runs down the road, but not before grabbing a stick. I went outside to get a stick, but I'm telling you, friends, these monkeys was quick. A day later, Frederick is shown sharpening the stick into a spear in a forest, which looks like the same one from the early episodes of Happy Appy. He is returned to monkey. He has been resurrected by lightning and is returned to monkey, and is immediately creating pokey sticks. What a baller. He still does not have a mask and has a prison jumpsuit on instead of his costume. Frederick hears a twig snap in the woods, which came from a group of hunters. He quickly lunges at them with the spear, stabbing each of them. After stealing their clothing and weapons, Frederick travels to the spot he buried Happy Appy and digs up Happy's dead body, which is literally a rotten apple just zoomed in on. Rain. If it's storming, why are there hunters out? Oh wait, never mind. This is like a different day, isn't it? Yeah, it is. See? I got distracted. It's a day later. The weather has cleared up. And now we're digging up the apple. Frederick takes out an old book, repeats a few verses, and the book begins glowing. However, the glowing stops, and a pissed-off Frederick reburies Happy Appy's arm. Reburies Happy. Happy's arm breaks through the dirt like a zombie and climbs out of the grave. Once he dusts the dirt off of him, he remembers what Forensic did to him in the second circus episode and refuses to talk to him. Frederick says that since Danny is dead, they can both live in peace and murder people like they used to. He just relapsed. He relapsed into his favorite abusive boyfriend, Apple. Get this man help. This split personality goober is in an abusive relationship with an apple when all he wants is to just be gay with a Russian man who cares about his brother. Happy quickly has a change of heart and tells Frederick that a new park opened up so they can kill some kids there. Once they leave, it zooms to the grave of the soulless Happy, who sticks his arm out of the grave. It cuts to a montage of Happy and Forensic stalking and murdering children, in one of the most sickening snuff scenes in the entire series, if not the worst. Ugh. The only thing that made the scene less painful was that very happy music was playing. Ah yes, the joyous choir music is playing as people are brutally disemboweled. Like, just imagine if we put goofy little nursery rhyme music over the scene where Conquest gets all of Mark's spaghetti. Ah! Oh! I had to dip for a minute, but I'm back. You didn't miss much. Although Happy Appy is back, and so is Soulless Happy. Yeah, and Forensic. They all got resurrected. They all came back. Somehow, everyone returned. He's back to his abusive relationship. After that shocking display, Forensic suggests they murder one of the police officers who tried to kill him. Happy agrees, and the two are seen quietly stalking one of the officers in their home. They look at him through the air vents. Well, at least that's fun to watch. Yeah, I suppose. At least we'll... But they're not even arguing anymore. I think they got over their relationship issues. Until later, when they inevitably crash out at each other again. Look at him through the air vents, and before they can do anything, he screams, seeing Frederick with a deranged smile on his face. They both jump out and they stab the officer clean through the face, making blood shoot out from every angle. They both high-five each other and agree that this will be their new home, since Frederick burned down the last home they lived in. Another montage plays of the two decorating the house with blood statues, images from other Season 3 episodes, and Napoleon 14 albums spread all over the place, as well as an abandoned sign on the front door. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. They also find an officer's lighter and sets Danny's rotting corpse on fire, and a picture of me on fire. This is where things really start getting fucked up. Frederick begins to shove raw body parts into a fridge for a feast with the followers. That officer not have any friends or family? No. He doesn't have a brother that he cares about very deeply in Russia. The landlord won't question anything. Then Happy walks in. He tells him that he needs a new suit or he will be caught by the police again. Frederick tells him that they will do something tomorrow. During this time, the soulless Happy Appy is shown eavesdropping on the conversation. Finally, he runs at Frederick with a cleaver screaming. Frederick gets a sledgehammer and bats the soulless Happy Appy to the side. Happy says, "I'll save you, Frederick," and starts fighting the soulless Happy Appy with a knife. After the fight scene, the soulless Happy Appy is about to kill Happy when Frederick grabs a large piece of wood and crushes the soulless Happy against the wall. As Happy applies bandages to himself, Frederick starts to cut up the soulless Happy for the feast. Eventually, it cuts to a large dinner table. This soulless Happy Appy is gonna somehow soullessly possess these fuckers, isn't he? Oh boy. Where the followers sit down at. The entirety of the table is covered with cooked human meat, and they begin eating it for 10 minutes, while Frederick tells them that what their next plans are. Finally, it cuts to a day later where a kindergarten class is having recess. Just a feast of cooked human meat. You know what this reminds me of? Too Many Cooks from Adult Swim. That's what that image immediately makes me think of. Just a table full of body parts to be eaten, and that's immediately Too Many Cooks. Too Many Cooks had a goat too, except it was a cat named Smarf. In the bushes, Frederick and Happy Appy are lurking around with sickening smiles. I could already see where this was going. My assumptions were right, as they bolt out of the bushes with knives and begin stabbing every kid on the playground. Already 2 snuff scenes in less than 30 minutes. The second one more sickening when compared to the other. Some of that stuff was traumatizing, and I certainly hope those were just really good special effects. How many times do we have to have the fucking main villain clarify to you that he's kidnapping and killing real people for his TV show for you to realize that they aren't special effects? Is this your coping mechanism? Is this what you do to cope with this shit you bring upon yourself? One of the teachers runs out and begins trying to save some of them. Happy pulls out a shotgun and shoots the teacher in the head. Okay. You can stab kids on a playground. You can lure them away from a playground. You can do all that, but really, Happy Appy is doing a pseudo school shooting from a playground now. Come on. Come on. My goat, Danny, wouldn't stand for this. Danny, we need you now more than ever. Danny would show up like an angel, just carrying a shield, guarding every student and teacher, and hold back the evil Apple. It's a new low of insensitivity, and they already caused 9/11. Like, we had Happy Appy being implied to sell children into some sort of thing. We had 9/11 imagery. We had I think it's the Challenger space disaster. We had a pirate ship get blown up. We had all this stuff. The pirate school ship getting blown up. But now we're having guns shooting teachers. How much more insensitive are we going to get? Because we're already having this whole, like, split personality. One of them is just crazy. Like, this is a real thing that people go through. You can't... If you're gonna write a story, you have to really research how something like this would work. And you have to handle it in a way that justifies it. Why does this character have 2 personalities? It doesn't have to be this, like... It's not just having an alternate personality is going to be one of them is psychotic. It's not how that works. I think... I'm not knowledgeable enough. I was going to speak on it, but I'm not knowledgeable enough to speak on it, and I don't want to use, like, a bunch of therapy speak that I don't understand. It's just... It boggles my mind. Just the poor treatment of so much serious subject matter is what makes me just not respect this. But it is fun bad sometimes. I can say that. Like, then it gets insensitive. I don't have a problem with insensitivity, but if you're gonna do sensitive subjects, do them well. Make them mean something. shouldn't be used for shock value. More followers come out and run into the school. Bad. Bro, what is wrong with you? Bad. And run into the school, possibly to murder the kids inside. All of a sudden, the police arrive and quickly get offed by the followers. Forensic calls for Happy to jump into the van, while dead bodies are visible in the back. They drive off, with the remaining police trying to shoot out their tires. At home, Forensic has made a sickening mask out of one of the children's faces. Like I just said, what purpose are you trying to serve here? Make me think this guy's evil? What is the point of this violence? It's like the 80 millionth time the violence has gotten gratuitous between these two stories. While Happy laughs violently in the background, oddly enough, the scene loops on for nearly 10 minutes, with the audio glitching out, the colors inverting, the VHS quality getting worse, and snuff photos being cut in between. Finally, the movie abruptly ends with a loud piano sound effect with the words "The End" by Frederick Gorgode being shown. Compared to the last episodes, this was awfully short, at 1 hour and 5 minutes, but that's good for me because I couldn't take any more of those snuff scenes. It's lost all meaning. The word snuff has lost all meaning in this story. Not going to sleep tonight. I don't want Frederick to slowly murder me in my sleep. I want to live to see this man die. Well, maybe you should have... Never mind, this wasn't the work of Dark Reunion Day standards. We did it. We made it to the end of a big one. January 4th, 2013. Jim Forrester got back from his family reunion. Right after he came back, I showed him the second movie. Like me, he was angered by it. Hey Jim, I know you just got back from happy, friendly family times. Want to see what I've been doing? Jim lets out a long exhale. Yeah. Fine, Garrison. What do you want to show me? Bet it's gonna be like the SpongeBob Squidward dynamic. Garrison is just happy, enthusiastic young adult, and it's just, what are we doing? I've been watching a lot of SpongeTube recently. I have SpongeBob on the mind. What I've gathered from my extensive time watching SpongeTube is that I should watch the first 3 seasons of SpongeBob, and that's it. Not a bad idea. After that, we found out that the playground is close to where we live, so we decided that we should go visit it for evidence. When we arrived, there were unsurprisingly kids playing there. We ended up waiting until dark to start investigating. I can respect that. I can respect 2 grown men waiting for the children's park to not be in use before they start conducting an investigation. At least they're not kicking kids out or digging sand up while kids are there, and not waiting around there watching the kids, as far as we know. I can respect that much. I mean, going to a playground at night is questionable. You might run into some teenagers who aren't supposed to be there, but you do you. The area surrounding the playground was mostly covered with bark. No shit. But under one log, there was what looked like a human finger. Is it like swarming with any sort of decomposition insects that would be underneath a log? You know, congratulations, happy author, you did the bare minimum. They're not creepy, guys! In this context, anyway. In the woods close by, there was a broken camera in the bushes. What was there must have been taken by the police. However, Police clearly didn't do a good fucking job. What was there must have been taken by the police. However, that brings me to the main question of this entry. How does Frederick get away with all of these murders? Based on what I've seen, these murders were indeed real, but somehow the massacre of an entire playground of children doesn't get even a speck of discussion in even my part of the world. January 6, 2013. Today was completely awful. You're telling me. My bum with directions. Alright. Good luck. I will continue trying to navigate this shithole. I swear Frederick is hiding in my attic. Every night I hear the same running and laughing. Last night I saw him licking his lips and looking in on me through the air vents. I wanted to grab my shotgun and blow his head off, but I was just frozen in terror. This is the same guy that mag dumped the neighbor's cat when he heard scratching on his window. Surely. Frederick kept staring at me for the next few hours until he finally went back into hiding. He wasn't wearing his usual mask or any mask for that matter. He looked almost like he did when he was sane, in fact. I absolutely got no sleep that night. And I had to go to work in paranoia that Frederick would be hiding in the back seat ready to kill me. At work, I saw that everyone there was depressed and barely spoke any words. Finally, I spoke up and asked what was going on, and apparently one of my coworkers was murdered by a lunatic in the night. This was Frederick's doing. I just know it. Also, remember when I said I found that broken camera in the woods? Well, it turns out that the camera is still in working condition. It mainly consists of corrupted videos, though. I will work on fixing them sometime soon. Alright. January 7th, 2013. A fan sent me 2 CDs of the alleged soundtrack for Happy Appy. The jewel case that the CDs came in said Superb Schizophrenic Songs, the soundtrack of Happy Appy. Okay. And had pictures of the followers on it, acting like they were an old-fashioned jazz band. On the back was the listing. Like most DVDs, written on the first CD said Season 1's second-rate songs, and featured decent quality music from Season 1. Sea Salt! 2. Bothering Bully. Number 3. Tinderbox, one of 2 borrowed songs from John Tresti's Hidalgo. Number 4. Circus Calliope, the circus music heard in Happy Appy Goes to the Circus. Number 5. Happy Appy Helps Those Kids. Number 6, Theme of Happy Appy, Acoustic. Number 7, The Happy Dance. Number 8, Production Real Piano. Number 9, Music Piece Number 21, the other song from Hidalgo. Number 10, Theme of Happy Appy, Piano. Number 11, Theme of Happy Appy, Production Reel. The second CD was called The Amazing Music of Forensic and Company. The music had 3 copies of that fucking annoying song from Napoleon 14, as well as some songs by musicians who had schizophrenia. The tracking. Number 1, They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha. Number 2, PowR.TalkH. Number 3, I Whipped Spider-Man's Ass. Number 4, Love and Mercy. Number 5, Window Licker. Number 6, Revolution 9. Number 7, They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha. Rough Draft. Number 8, Snarin', The Snare from a Day in the Tracks. Number 9, A Very Gloomy Sunday. Number 10, They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha, cover. Number 11, I Whipped Spider-Man's Ass, cover. When I listened to every track, I took some notes. If I found something interesting, here they are. 1, the theme of Happy Appy is probably the lowest quality track on the entire album, but is in better quality than most of the episodes I watched. Number 2, Tinderbox in Music Piece Number 1 has someone breathing over the tracks. The original DVD didn't have breathing, so it must have been added by mistake by a follower. Number 3, Snarin' was the longest track on the album at 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Or 8... I give up. It fades out 4 times during the song. During the song, various sound effects were thrown in. They include pink noise, DTMF tones, and a weird click track. Number 4, the cover of I Whip Spider-Man's Ass was sung by Frederick and had every instance of Spider-Man replaced with my name. What the hell is up with the followers? They just love him. They love him so much. January 12th, 2013. Sorry for not updating as often. You do not need to apologize. In fact, I thank you for not updating as often. It's very fortunate. But you know, some things have happened recently. The real Frederick, or at least many of his followers, may have died sometime during the week. I was present during a robbery of a local convenience store, but instead of just one guy stealing money, it was this guy and his friends who held us hostage. None of them had masks, and I recognized a few of the followers, personally. One of them I immediately recognized as the person who was responsible for a drive-by shooting in my area. When the police arrived, I was knocked out unconscious by Frederick, and they attempted to shoot and kill several of the people. I'm not sure if they succeeded or not. When I woke up, I was on a hospital bed. They told me I was nearly shot in the head by the followers. Several bruises I obtained were discovered, but I'm glad I was okay. You know what? If you just put me as a payday player on this like heist team to execute hostages, you ain't even gotta ask me. I'm doing it for free. Sign me up. I got plenty of money for cleaner costs. Oh yeah, I nearly forgot. The footage is clean enough for me to watch. Basically, it's just the extended rough cut of The Followers Part 2 in even lower quality. Clean enough for you to watch. It immediately talks about how low quality it is. Because everything must be in shitified. I discovered how they got the special effects for the movie done. For the big playground murder scene, they just used blood packs and stabbed at them. The shotgun effects were obtained with a flare gun being fired, spliced in with an older woman pretending to scream and fall over. I also found out why the rotten finger was there. It turns out that one of the kids got angry during filming, stole Frederick's knife, ran up to him, and stabbed him through the little finger. Frederick literally treats it like nothing and cuts it off just to freak out the kid. One of the more disturbing details is that apparently the first snuff scene is real. The playground was a recreation, a very specific one. Great, now I can rest knowing that children were murdered for... Great, now I can rest knowing that children were murdered for a 1-hour snuff episode. Wow, I'm glad you find so much relief with that, dipshit. You and Forensic are made for each other, Garrison. You fucking psychopath. I've considered sending it to the police, but if they find out, I could be in deep trouble. Why do I write in this blog? Well, I feel like if this is the only form of communication left. I can't leave the house anymore. Skype doesn't work that well. Jim hasn't spoken to me lately, and I'm too paranoid to talk to anyone. I've restricted access of my blog to only a few people because I do not want anyone to call the police. God knows what will happen if Frederick hears he's being hunted down. Goodbye. I'm going to check the attic basement, and I'm going to bed. This is what it is now. Paranoia and blogging in fear. Yeah. January 13th, 2013. Upon watching the rough cut again, apparently there was more missing footage. Originally it ends with Frederick just wearing the face of a murdered child while Happy rolls around laughing. This time the scene after that is shown. It has Frederick hanging around the house while Happy is heard using a sharp tool in the basement. Happy's model is held close to the camera, And what's odd about this is that the scene is Frederick pretending to talk to Happy. I assume the voice actor would just dub his lines, but even if it was going to be used, it looks and sounds strange. I could not make out a single word Frederick said because of the terrible quality. Some people in badly made police costumes come into the room and shoot them. Okay, it's nothing special, but I just wanted to make an update for the people who still follow me. All limited people who are unfortunate enough to be afflicted by this thing's existence. January 14th, 2013. Nobody's dead. Thank you very much. The people who were arrested have been sent back to their original prison. I'm still lurking in your house, outside, wherever I feel fit. I'll torture you for a long time, and when your brain finally just quits working, I'll be there to see it, and maybe I'll off you. Till this happens, you should be ready for some scarring, my friend. Actually, my other brother wants in on this too. In fact, how about we do a family reunion? All of my brothers and sisters and I killing off worthless human being like you sounds so natural. Frederick Gorgode. P.S. Leaving the house is just as dangerous as staying, my longtime friend. January 17th, 2013. Someone broke into my computer and used each one of my accounts to send snuff videos to my friends. I just got done clearing things up with the police. On my computer there was a text file with links to all kinds of websites, with a few that were pretty disgusting. One of the websites was called YouTube, but the E is replaced with a 3, which I assume was intended to trick people new to the internet. It was the only one ran by Frederick, and how he made it I'll never know. I, at first, just thought it was a website that had videos of the followers murdering people, but I was wrong. YouTube had the Happy Appy episodes, except the kid-friendly episodes, behind-the-scenes videos, and just him and his buddies stalking people. The people who registered were absolutely insane. One person had a video of him brutally murdering his ex-girlfriend in the woods and hiding the body in his friend's basement. Another had an obese Asian man in a ripped-up Wario costume belly dancing to classical music. I wonder if he's the one who peeled the Banana Brothers. The worst video was a 7-minute-long video of disturbing sights, such as seizure-inducing flashing, people convulsing and screeching, random cuts of children being bullied by larger kids, and an old 1920s cartoons with screaming replacing the real audio. The other videos were ripped from other sites, such as a few random interviews with women, and one with an amputee breakdancing on a mat. What the fuck? On one page, it was absolutely covered in red, but when I highlighted it, it had a few download links. They were all pictures, oddly enough. What was even odder is that they were all photos of Frederick Gorgode when he was a kid. His face was blacked out and several symbols were written on the side. The words "Don't blame me" were written in a circle along the edges of the photo. Oh yeah, and the worst thing is that I've heard that he's trying to bomb Nick with anthrax again. Just a few months after he stole their signal. I hope Jim is okay, as he just got a new job there. Good news, no Frederick and or his followers haven't died or got arrested. My brother just told me that he is definitely coming over sometime soon. Not telling you guys exactly when it'll be over, but it will be early February. Also, it happens to be his birthday today. He's turning 20. No. Don't let the family get involved. They're gonna get hurt. January 18th, 2013. Today I got an email from a local fan saying that my blog was mentioned in one of the front page articles of today's newspaper. Doubting this, I grabbed the local newspaper and flipped to the front page. Although I couldn't find anything at first, I found a news article saying that the Otis Lens factory had been burned down by an unknown arsonist. I read the article, and like the fans said, there was a paragraph in the article about my blog. Here's a transcript. One of the possible identities of the arsonist is infamous murderer Frederick Gorgotte, or one of his followers. Gorgotte, born in Maine, was the former creator and director of the canceled Noggin show Happy Appy, who decided to kill the former cast and crew of the show. This is because Gorgotte turned insane and created a second season of the show about the titular character, as well as himself under the identity Napoleon killing people. The whole story of how Happy Appy was created and canceled, as well as the murders that Gorgotte had done, can be seen on a blog dedicated to the show ran by Russian-born Gerasim Yakovlev. They made a mistake giving you a platform, buddy. Oh boy. January 19th, 2013. Remember when I told you that I would be watching the second Happy Appy movie? Well, I finally managed to spare enough time to watch all 3 parts of the movie. Over 3 days, I'll watch the movie, as it is over 5 hours long. Oh boy. It's gonna be another marathon, isn't it? The movie begins with stock footage of a film leader. A scream is heard as soon as the leader hits 2. After that, the text, the Happy Appy Movie 2 Part 1, Frederick Forever, flies towards the screen and begins to spin around whilst flashing various colors, trying to give the viewer a seizure. Eventually, after a minute of flashing, it goes to black for a couple of seconds. It shows a clip from every episode of Happy Appy ever made, including the nice ones. In the background, faint chanting can be heard. This goes on for 5 minutes until it shows Frederick on a couch in the police officer's house. On the coffee table was the mask that he had made in The Followers Part 2. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's happy Appy. Happy Appy, Happy App, Happy App, Happy App, Happy Appy, Happy App. He helps kids all day. What are we doing? Why are we doing? After 2.5 minutes of Frederick watching an unknown TV show, Happy walks in frame and says, "Hey Frederick, you know that just killing kids is getting boring, right?" Frederick says, "Yeah, we need to do something so epic that everybody in the world would love us." Happy says, "Well, I don't know what we can do." They think for a minute and 3 seconds before Frederick says, I know. He whispers to Happy, and Happy laughs. It fades out, and he cuts to a polluted forest where the Asian in the ripped Wario costume is seen meditating. Frederick walks up to him and slaps his stomach. He wakes up and says, "What is it, leader?" Frederick smiles and says, "Hey, Jonto." Jesus. "I want you to kill someone. Just pick some average Joe or Jane from the street and mutilate him or her. After this, give the body to me. I have a plan that will make us all famous. Plan that will make us world famous." The Asian man laughs and runs away. He is seen hiding in an alleyway between an Italian restaurant and a condemned warehouse, when a kid starts to walk along the street for no reason. When no one is looking, the man grabs the child and proceeds to take him into the warehouse. A 4-minute-long snuff scene happens. It was too brutal to go into detail. Just like the one in The Followers Part 2. It's insulting that both I and the author have given up. It's just insulting. After this, Frederick is eating dinner when the Asian man comes in with a bloody trash bag. It cuts to the Asian man clearing off the table and dumping various body parts on the table. Only the backs of Frederick and the Asian man are visible as they talk about their great plan for 10 minutes. To put it in short, they had 3 stages in the plan. The first involved blackmailing various people around Aberdeen, including a certain Russian man with the body parts of the kid. A second step involved going around and committing arson by destroying various buildings. The last step involved cuts to an 11-minute montage of Frederick and his followers going around, putting various packages in people's mailbox. Even though it was very grim, seeing the followers trying to stuff a big package into a small mailbox is hilarious. For example, one follower tears the package while trying to fit it into the mailbox. while another ends up having to tear the other letters in the mailbox so that the package can fit. Cuts to a day later where the pond where Happy drove his van into and Happy's parlor is shown. It turns to show Happy's van near the edge of the pond. Happy is seen reading the newspaper and fishing when he sees the article on the body parts. Glad to hear that Frederick is killing again, Happy drives over to his house in a 3-minute scene. During the scene, the back of his van isn't as bloody as it normally is. Frederick is seen watching TV when Happy comes in and says, "Hey, Frederick." Frederick runs over to Happy and hugs him for whatever reason. After that, Happy says, "We need to murder kids again like we once did." Frederick chuckles and tells him the plan, but in a much shorter time. Happy says, "Wow, this plan sounds amazing. So are we on step 2? Frederick says yes and takes Happy to his basement. It is full of old furniture with a large table in the middle. On it was a map of the town that they were living in. For the next 9 minutes, they took over the map and decide what building to destroy. They decide on 4. Number 1, the Otis Lens Factory. Number 2, John Wilkinson Summer Camp. Number 3, Big Blue Alma Barn. Number 4, the police station. Happy remarks that they can't do all of those alone. It cuts to Frederick going around and recruiting more followers. These followers include a man who served in the Rwandan genocide called Quasi, a Swedish man called Axel Jonasson, 2 Russian brothers, Arkady and Boleslav Popov. I am butchering all these names, I apologize. Egan Quirk, and for some reason, my high school ex-girlfriend, Clara Romanov. What? Oh my god. They just... As if it couldn't get more insensitive. We have a literal genocide being referenced. An actual thing that hurt a lot of people. Oh my god. How low? How low are we going to go? How low are we going to sink? We just mentioned
しもし、あなた？ん？ちょっと、今の声誰よ？女の声がしたわよ。もしもし、お母さんだけど、今日ちょっと帰り遅くなりそうなの。
すみません、明日のバイトなんですけど、ちょっと遅れちゃいそうで。
生命
This has to happen now. This has to happen now. Of all times. Am I back? What happened? And why did it do that? I've been gone the whole time. That is so unfortunate, because now I have to reread all this shit. Fuck! Oh, I didn't realize I was muted. Wow. Rookie mistake. I have to start over on the last 11 posts. Because from the entirety of the break, like when the break ended, when the break in the stream ended, I thought that my fucking mic was working. So I just wasted about 20 minutes speaking into the void. God damn it. At least I believe that's what happened. So it would seem. Alright. Well, nothing to it but to fucking do it again. The children need to be quiet. Shh! Why are you like this? You've been given attention. All right. Okay, for real this fucking time. February 3rd, 2013. He's finally here. My younger brother finally came over today. It's about time, too. The only reason why he couldn't come to Aberdeen earlier is because he lost the money he put aside to buy the airline ticket to go to Seattle twice. Because of his low pay at ER Telecom, it took him weeks before he finally got the money to buy the ticket. When he came over, he decided that the guest room would be where he would sleep during the time that he was there in Aberdeen. To be honest, Vladimir might be staying over permanently. I was actually dreading this since he first came over. To be honest, he's quite nice, but he's kind of immature too. Because of this, we often got into fights as children. As I'm typing this, he's in the living room eating some pepperoni pizza he bought and watching America's Funniest Home Videos. And no, he isn't sharing the pizza with me, obviously. Before I go, I want to share a small anecdote involving him. When Vladimir was born, his birth name was Sergei. In 2000, when he was 7, our parents became proud supporters of Vladimir Putin, who had just become the Russian president. Some kids at the elementary school caught wind of their support and, to mock Sergei, called him Vladimir. When Georgie, our dad, overheard one of the bullies call him Vladimir, he talked to Nada about it. They decided to get Sergei's name changed to Vladimir because it was better sounding. I personally don't like his name change, but whatever. February 4th, 2013. I had to delete a lot of Happy episodes because of obvious reasons. Luckily, I saved them to a few discs and hid them in a small box. Also, here's a fun fact. Apparently the name of Season 2 was The Sad Happy Pincushion Show. And according to a few sources, the original masters of Season 3 were named A Fun Time with a Sad Apple. Frederick's alias was Angel G. Haller. For the cut of Happy the Pirate that was hacked on Nickelodeon, not sure why he chose those random-ass names, but what do you expect from a man who's that insane? Anyways, we just got back from getting some groceries and fast food. This is the first time in a while that I've left the house besides for work, and picking up my brother. We're watching a DVD of The Simpsons now. Not very interesting, I know. But I am just so happy that this might be over. I'm still keeping an eye out, so don't think I have my guard down. The laptop's battery is going dead, so I have to charge it up. I'm signing out. Yo, peak again. We're almost to the end of this nightmare, thankfully. February 5th, 2013. Thanks to Happy and the followers, I got into an argument with Vladimir yesterday. He was being an immature brat, which I don't really mind as much as I used to. However, when he teased me about watching the Happy episodes that were in the box, I got pissed off at him. I told him never to watch the episodes unless he wanted to be stalked by a bunch of fanatics who were ruled by some German schizo. To try to calm me down, Vladimir said he was only joking about the episodes. This pissed me off even more, for one of my pet peeves are jokes that take it too far. Really? You have a problem with people taking things too far? Really? I beg your pardon? To telling him that he shouldn't have come over to my house, he called me an asshole and stormed off to the guest room. I seriously hope he matures more in the future so that shit like this can stop. Looks like I'll have to wait a couple of years for that to happen. February 6, 2013. God fucking damn it! I should have fucking known that the followers were going to do something like this. Okay. A few minutes after Vladimir came over, I had a very strong feeling in my gut that Frederick and his followers would do some fucked up things to him. And guess what happened? They kidnapped him last night. A few hours ago, I woke up and I went to check Vlad and Vladimir. However, he was nowhere to be seen. When I went into the guest room, I saw that it was completely trashed with a few blood splatters on Vladimir's bed. On it was a note from the 6 of the followers. Can't fail at the final hurdle. Like Ichiban Kasuga said, don't quit on reading Happy Beanies, I believe in you. It's a really weird quote, but trust me, he said it. Thanks, Ichiban. No one can always count on you to cheer me up. To Garrison, remember when you said that you wouldn't stop researching Happy and you shot and killed Tord when he told you to stop? Well, I'm sure you're going to oblige our warning now, because we've kidnapped your little brother. If you promise to stop researching Happy by deleting your blog, destroying anything you own to do with the show, joining us and helping us kill the remaining cast, we will promise to never inflict harm on you or your brother and bring him back in the progress. I'm not gonna bother. However, I know that you'll decline it, since you're more belligerent than all of us. So, every day you get this message. Every day after you get this message, we'll cut your brother on various parts of his body until he dies from blood loss one day. You're gonna have to... The remaining cast, how are there any people left that worked on the original thing? Jim Forrester. Apparently, he was involved, I guess. They need all this to kill one man, Jim Forrester. Our based goat. Other than Danny. Rest in peace, Danny. Also, when it comes to killing someone by just leaving cuts on their body, you have to specify what kind of cuts. Jim Forrester trained Danny, that's why they need so much prep time. Peak. Once we know he's going to die, we'll do an amazing live stream on that YouTube 3 site. This will make every member on the site go after your blood. Will you destroy all evidence, join us, save your brother, and experience the joys of murder? Or will you attack us again and watch him die? The time is ticking, Garrison, so choose wisely. From Fort Forensic. Fuck you. Quasimodo. Jonto Yukimata. Jonto Yukimata. Name of the Asian character. Never specified what type of Asian he is. He's just the Asian character who's fat. His name is Jonto Yukimata. Vegan Quirk. Arkady and Boleslav Popov. Frederick Gorgode. That's fucking it. Thanks to fuckhead Frederick and his brainwashed followers, I simply can't research Happy Appy anymore. That's what you're concerned about? That's what you're concerned about? You're concerned about this stupid fucking apple still? That's what you're worried about? You're still worried about this stupid fucking apple? I mean, God knows what will happen if I decline their offer. Even though it promises the return of my brother, I don't want to accept the first option. To be honest, it's about my brother. I'm just bummed out about the apple. I'm getting so fucking sick of these mole rats. And even though I want my brother back, I'd probably tell the location of the followers' hideout to the police, causing all the crazies on YouTube 3 to go after me. Although I really want him back, I'm going to decline the followers' offer for now. I seriously need some rest now, for all of this ranting has made me tired. I'm sure the torture your brother is being put through at this moment as a result of your actions is way less exhausting than this rant you just went on. Surely you're the victim here. Surely. Oddly enough, well, it's YouTube, but the last letter, the E is replaced with a 3. So I'm just calling it YouTube 3 for the sake of it. While I was sleeping, I didn't hear any glass breaking or muffled screaming. I swore I heard whispering and a footstep, but I'm pretty sure it was someone blasting music out of their car. Surprised you learned enough trigger discipline to not mag dump the fucking houseplant when you hear a bump in the night. I just checked YouTube 3. There's no sign of a live stream, but Frederick is using it to alert some of his followers. I have absolutely no fucking clue what to do. Also, I'm going to talk about the Jeffrey in the picture, based on the video. Based on the video, which was a compilation of a man burning some houses down, I'm pretty sure that's a foreign exchange student I knew in school. He never was much of a nice one. During 8th grade, Jeffrey claimed that he killed his 2 dogs and hid them in one of his elementary school's trash cans. He also claimed that he loved to read books about serial killers, especially ones on Ed Gein. Jeffrey finally got expelled during 9th grade. Damn, imagine a torture porn video being posted on YouTube and everyone goes apeshit on the victim's brother. They have to kill him for the safety of humanity. Jeffrey finally got expelled during 9th grade for trying to cut off the hand of a classmate that refused to buy drugs that he owned. Damn. That's twice that someone I used to know in high school has become a follower. I'm signing out, and I'm going to think about how to make things right again. Are you now? No, you're not, because you're going to start doom posting. February 7th, 2013. Okay, that's it. I've had enough of Frederick's tortures. I mean, he's just trying to mess around with my head, right? In fact, he probably is. Do you know why? A day ago, Frederick uploaded a fake video to YouTube 3 showing me typing a blog post on Happy Happy. The fake me was killed so that he can dupe his followers. How low. I'm going to be honest. I'm terrible. Yeah, that's right, I'm terrible. What have I done that's amounted to anything? Why didn't I stop researching Happy Happy? Ever since I watched those episodes back in 2011, my life has spiraled out of control. If I had never watched the DVD, I would have just been a normal guy. But no, I had to look into what shouldn't be looked at. What have I done to help? Took geriatric long enough to realize. He's having his billions must die meltdown. I never watched the DVD, I would have just been a normal guy. No, you wouldn't have. But no. Oh, wait, I already read this. Whoops. What have I done to help? All I've done is help Frederick Gorgote get back into killing again and kidnap my brother. Didn't even stop, even after being warned. Oh, boo-hoo. And hey, you know what? I bet $1,000 that because of my research of Happy Happy, Frederick helped with this... Forgot this line. I put this line out of my memory, but... I bet $1,000 that because of my research of Happy Happy, Frederick helped with the school shooting in Newtown. Do I even need to comment on why that's just unacceptable? We get the point. I don't need to reiterate what we already know. I'm going to die, and they're not even going to stop at that. My brother will die, Jim will die, and God knows who else will die. Another one of my fans was murdered last week. In fact, what does this say about me? In over a year, I've gotten 2 of my fans killed already. Some people think I've lost it, and maybe I have, but that doesn't even bother me anymore. I'm just sick of this, and I'm going to go drown my worries in spirits. That's the most relatable thing this story has said yet, and it's alcohol-related. Don't drink, Garrison. You don't deserve to have the happiness potion directed into your bloodstream. February 8th, 2013. I haven't arrived at work for nearly a month, and I'm not even going to go back. My life is so fucked up. Why should I care if I don't have a home? For what I've done, I deserve it. The followers are taunting me still. Last night, around 30 followers were surrounding my house, chanting, "Just go tell Forensic that you love him back. Oh my god, is it not obvious that this guy is just obsessed with you?" Like, if there was a contest for washing, like, your cock out in their mouth, you know Forensic would win with Garrison. This man would use toothpaste that tastes like your dick, just so he can constantly taste your cock in his mouth. He is that obsessed with you. Why have you not realized this yet? God, I hate it here. Never wanted it to escalate like this. Just thought Happy Happy was a cool little thing that I could research. But no. I didn't think that the show's fucking insane creator would stalk me and repeatedly ruin my life. You would have achieved it without his help. Let me just be honest. Also, what are the followers thinking about Frederick? Do they think he's some sort of dumb angel? Hey guys, it's the title! It's the title! Happy Happy 2 Dumb Angel! What is he, some kind of Suicide Squad? What are we? Some kind of Yakuza 4? What are we? Some kind of Ichiban? What are we? Some kind of dragon? Do they think he's some sort of dumb angel who will save them from the bad? I'm talking about Frederick. The residents sure are evil. Talking about Frederick, I had a talk with Sergeant Newport. He had heard that the followers had kidnapped my brother. To help me find him, he rounded up 30 members of the police department as well as Faulkner to search out and destroy the followers. Even though it's nice to see that the followers are in greater trouble now, there's one huge problem with destroying the followers. We don't know where the hell they are. Even if we did find out where they are, they'd probably kill Vladimir. I guess we'll just have to wait until we get another clue. On a slightly good note, YouTube 3 went down last night. I bet it was either the authorities or a follower fucking up the server. You know what? That's it. That's all I have to say. Please stop following me, or you might be next to die at that fucker in his retarded, brainwashed crew's hands. Was worried there for a moment. Good thing Faulkner is there to help. This guy is crashing out. He is using outdated medical terms. You honestly can't believe that the fate of my brother is resting on a bunch of donut-munching police officers who probably have no idea who Frederick Gorgode is. They aren't going to fucking save him. They will die. He will die. I will die. Everyone I know is going to fucking die because of my actions. I hope you're happy, you goddamn schizo. At this point, I'm starting to think Frederick is the sane one of the relationship. Because, like, if we take the story at face value, half of Frederick is sane. So, and since our narrator doesn't have split personalities, he's all crazy. Oh no, the consequences of my actions. You wanna be a hero? February 9th, 2013. I'm a fucking mess. Ever since my brother was kidnapped, I've spent nearly my weekly paycheck on alcohol to try and drink the whole abduction thought away. It got too real. Soon I'm going to run out of money and spend the rest of my life as a hobo. Even if I end up homeless because of my drinking problem, I will never join the followers. Yeah, you go ahead and unpack. I still have Overwatch games to play after this. Oh god. So if those fuckers scratch him up, Vladimir's pretty tough, I think, so it'll be some time before they give him back to me. God damn it. Feel like every time I say something that I hope will happen, it doesn't happen at all. That's because I'm a fucking failure who likes to stick my nose in things that I shouldn't know about. You know what? I'm joining the followers so that I can get my brother back. Yeah, Frederick, you didn't expect that, did you? Well, guess what? The first person related to Happy Happy that I'll kill will be you. Sure, you'll be saying you can't kill the leader of the followers. How about you shut up, you Nazi piece of shit? You worked on, nay, directed the noggin version of Happy Happy, so your murder is way past due, and I'm gonna fuck you up. First, I'll bring you to the most abandoned place in Aberdeen and strangle you. Once you pass out, I'll do to you what you have been threatened to do to me. Unlike what you plan to do, however, it'll be 10 times worse. Not only will I film the thing and give it to every black market, but I'll make your followers feast on your goddamn flesh. It's just like that bitch who owns PETA, but more suitable to your standards. Once you die, your brainwashed zombies will recognize me as their new leader, and I'll bring your group to the ground. Try and get around that. I deserve to be locked up. You hear me, Newport? I want your slacker cops to lock me up for the rest of my life. Treat me like the followers don't exist and I'm completely fucking insane. Don't end my life short by giving me the death penalty. No, just throw me in jail so that I could get what I deserve. Bypass the judicial system. Make a kangaroo court. I don't care how you do it. This man just has a mental breakdown on Maine. Calm down, buddy. You want some apple juice? February 11th, 2013. To everyone who was worried about the last post, I've calmed down for the most part. Also, I have some good news for once. We found out where the followers are hiding. It was around 6:30 in the morning when I got a call from Newport. He claimed that he managed to kill one of the followers, that I should come over to the police station. After getting dressed, I made my way over to the station. There were 2 police cars blaring their sirens outside, as well as a sedan that was being inspected by Faulkner and the other officer. I made my way into the station, and I saw Newport inspecting the body of a man who had been shot in the chest. The dead man held an AK-47 and a pistol. I asked Newport what had happened. He told me that at 6:15 a.m. the man had come into the station, brought out the AK-47, and tried to shoot up the place. However, he was killed a minute later by Officer Shepburn. Newport told me that I should inspect his body for any clues on who he might be. Proceeded to check the overcoat he was wearing and found 3 clues. The first was a letter written to him by Frederick Gorgote. 2, Dudley Franklin. Garrison has now got 32 policemen to stop us with. Even though some of my minions have doubts, he's just chickening out. He should be a tough guy and fight us alone, or at least with a friend of his, and I'm going to see that happen. I want you to kill some of the policemen that Garrison got. Take the video camera that Quasi gave you, and film the entire thing. I want to put it into Season 4's first episode, Happy's Fun Riot. FG. The second was an old camcorder. It was recorded in Super VHS, so I will watch the contents of the tape when I get the chance. Finally, the third clue was the envelope that the letter had come in. I read it and found out that the followers were hiding out in the Gorgote farm all along. I honestly should have known that they were going to use the farm as a hideout, but oh well. Since we know the address of where the farm is, we're going to go across the country to Maine so that the followers can be ended once and for all. I honestly don't want to risk my life to watch the followers end. I've already risked the lives of 32 policemen and my brother because of the followers, and I don't want to risk mine. I almost want to keep out of this raid entirely, but I'm getting my brother back from those cultists no matter what. Goodbye, my readers. I'll return in a week or so. Please die in the coming shootout, or whatever is going to happen. February 14th, 2013. We're now at Portland, Maine. The Gorgote farm is about 100 miles outside Portland, meaning we're going to have to get some fuel at the gas station. We couldn't bring our weapons on the flight, so the state police have given us a lot of weapons that we need to use if we want to permanently disband the followers. The laptop needs to be recharged, so I'll see you after we've destroyed the farm. Also, I watched the Super VHS tape before we left for Maine. Most of what's on there are kills that Quasi had done during the Rwandan genocide. From one insensitive goddamn thing to the other. But the end shows Dudley Franklin going into the police station and shooting it up. I'm going to shoot up on hard drugs. Wait a minute. Are we almost done yet? February 16th, 2013. It is done. The followers have been disbanded. Since I'm tired, I will only do this post on the raid. During the night of February 14th, we followed a set of directions that would take us to the Gorgode farm. As the roads were still filled with snow from the recent blizzard that hit the northeast, it took us longer than it should have to get to the farm. Halfway there, our truck got stuck, so an officer and I had to clear out snow to get it moving again. We eventually reached the Gorgode farm. The farm was pretty big, around 500 hectaacres. What? Oh my god, I can't read. I'm stupid. Hectaacres? Hectaacres? In area, with a 3-story building near the middle. There was a barbed wire fence covering the entirety of the border of the farm. As we made our way to the entrance of the farm, we saw a sign that originally looked like it read Gorgode Family Farms, but because of the followers, abandoned was written all over it. As we got closer to the building in the middle, one of the officers claims that he could see a few figures staring at them on the fields and in the windows of the house. Shepard told the officer to ignore them, as it was a clear attempt by the followers to get us out of our vehicles. We saw what we believed was Happy's van in the parkway, which may or may not have be the original one. Eventually, we reached the halfway point of the path. I grabbed a rifle and pistol, as well as several cartridges of ammunition, before leaving the cars we were in. We proceeded to walk up the rest of the way to the house, when we all heard a male scream, "Hey, Frederick, they're here!" Soon as the voice stopped speaking, Newport said to himself, "Oh boy, this is not going to be pretty." All of a sudden, we heard something made of metal hit one of the cars. The only female officer to join us screamed that it was a grenade, and all of us ducked as one of our cars blew up, alerting even more followers. At that point, what would have been a simple raid turned into the fucking invasion of Normandy. The followers on the field started to dash towards our group, armed with various melee weapons. We proceeded to shoot them, as they were too foolish to actually bring a gun with them. However, every time we shot a follower, it looked like another appeared in his or her place. After a couple minutes of fighting, it looked like there weren't any more followers on the field, so we started to barge down the door. You're fighting voteless. You're just fighting armies of voteless. Barge down the door. If we had noticed that the 5 followers snuck up behind us, we wouldn't have lost 3 members of our group. When we hit the door the second time, we heard muffled screaming, and another officer said that the followers were killing some of the officers. 4 of us proceeded to shoot down the group and stayed guard for when another group tried to kill us again. I saw that a follower was trying to plant a grenade so that we wouldn't have vehicles if we needed to get out of the farm. Thankfully, Newport also saw him and shot the follower before he could put the grenade in. As the follower stumbled back, the grenade he planted was still in his hand with the pin out. You can guess what happened next. Eventually, we barged down the door to see 10 followers armed with knives marching at us. We ended up killing all 10 of them at the loss of 2 more officers. The 28 of us split into 4 groups of 7, each with different aims. The group with me, Newport, and Faulkner was about trying to save Vladimir, while the others were about killing Frederick, stopping the followers, and destroying the building. As my group went through the house, we experienced only one attack from a follower which injured the female officer, but didn't kill her. After a while, we couldn't find Vladimir on the first floor, so we went into the second floor. What greeted us were the dead bodies of the group that were supposed to kill Frederick, which included Shepard. Thankfully, we weren't horrified enough to not notice 5 followers coming near us. As I pointed them out, Newport finally snapped and tried to take all 5 of them on. It's only a matter of seconds before he was brutally murdered. Rest in peace. The 6 of us did manage to kill the group, but we made a pact to not be distracted by anything else. We checked the second floor for Vladimir's third floor, which only had 1 room. The door was locked, but as we got closer, we heard the muffled screams of a male being tortured with a Russian accent. It was Vladimir, no doubt about it. We proceeded to barge down the door and saw a somewhat grisly image in front of us. Vladimir was on a stretcher without a shirt, with large scars on his chest. His torture was hidden in the shadows, but his accent was similar to Frederick. He was even holding that damn knife. The room contained various statues made of body parts. Faulkner stepped forward and said, "Frederick Gorgode, you are under arrest for before being shot by the shadowy man." Since I didn't want anyone else to get killed by the followers, I grabbed my pistol and shot the shadowy man. He fell forward to show that it was Frederick's brother, Johnny. I ran to the stretcher Vladimir was on. He said, "Gerazim, is that you?" Responded with, "Yeah, it's me." "You aren't as wounded as I thought you'd be." Vladimir remarked, "I actually joined them a day ago. Johnny B. Good here was about to carve the symbol of the group into my chest until you shot him." I explained, "Okay, don't do shit like that. I don't want you to become the next Patty Hearst." Vladimir sighed and said, "I had to do that so I wouldn't be tortured, you see. And now that you're finally destroying the followers, let's get out of this hell on earth." As I got him out, I heard the screams of the teams below us. Knowing that the followers probably were attacking them, we had to get out and call up the state police before we were next. We dashed out of the building, killing a few followers along the way. We got into one of the two trucks that had been unscathed and proceeded to call the state police. During this, Vladimir was wearing my coat, and I shot down the followers that dared to attack us. We saw some followers run away from the house, not wanting to be arrested or killed. Eventually, the police came in over 10 minutes and proceeded to arrest the followers remaining in the house. We were given statistics of how many policemen survived and how many followers died. 7 of us survived the raid on the house. They were the 5 from my group, Vladimir and Officer Sabin from the Killing Frederick group. 50 followers died, including Jeffrey, Johnny Gorgode, Axel Jonasson, and Nash Ham. 15 followers were arrested, including Ray Bolia and Clara Romanov. The worst part is that about half of the followers are unaccounted for. Frederick the Popov twins, Ryagun, Jonzo, and Fox Garner are the biggest members that need to be killed or arrested. Presume that Ray Bolia joined the followers so that he wouldn't be tortured like Vladimir was. Vladimir is now in the hospital being treated for his wounds. Oh my god. It's the last one. February 17th, 2013. This will be the last post of the blog. It isn't about a new episode, follower, death, or arrest, or my brother. It's about Frederick. On August 18th, 2009, some guys had discovered a complete set of patient data for an insane asylum in Maine. It wasn't until the 1st of February that they discovered an erased name. Fuck you. Fuck you. An erased name. Fuck you. Fuck you. You did not. You do not get to do this years in advance. Fuck you, Happy. Patient number 0369. Damn, you're fine. After a few days of trying to read the faint handwriting, they had confirmed it to be Christopher Holzer, Frederick's dad. Doesn't sound that interesting, right? Well, no. If papers from the same asylum are to be believed, the creator of They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha, Jeffrey Samuels, did not create the song. Instead, it was Christopher Holzer, who killed Elias Downer when he kidnapped his dog. When Christopher was sent to the asylum, an officer took the record to Samuels, and he polished the song and made a fortune off it. The 1990 sequel to the song, They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha, was created entirely by Samuels, who had already made songs by himself, doing an exact impersonation of Christopher. This is why the voices didn't exactly match up. It also explains why Frederick has an obsession with... Some people have been requesting it. Here's the completed episode list for Season 3. I'll be using the actual production order than the order I got the episodes. Season 1. Happy's Vacation, Hurt Happy. Monkey Bar Mishap, Happy Goes to School. Wait. 2. Monkey Bar Mishap, Happy Goes to School. 3. Happy at the Fruit Olympics, Nate Needs Help. 4. Never Run with Knives, Happy Fixes Kids. Number 5. Happy Fixes Kids Part 2, Happy Fixes Kids Part 3. Number 6. The Towers, Happy the Doctor. Number 7. Happy in Space, Me and Miranda. Number 8. Happy Goes to the Circus. Number 9. Happy's Trick, Hospital Doctor. Number 10. The Happy Happy Movie. Season 2. Number 1. Happy Meets the Rubears. Rubears. Camp On. Number 2. Happy in the Oranges. Happy's Van Breaks. Number 3. Lighter. Happy in the Blackberry. Number 4. Forensic the Big Help. Nuxic. Number 5, Rose of Blood and Bones, Can of Kill. Number 6, Jar of Hate, Happy's Rising. Number 7, Happy kills Benny, Miranda lives. Number 8, Miranda dies. Number 9, Forensic, A Bigger Help, Meaner. 10, Happy's Christmas, Happy's House. 11, Forensic, The Biggest Help, Danny's Love. 12, Happy Fest, Happy Rots in Hell. 13, Epilogue. Season 3, number 1, Happy the Pirate, Happy's Parlor. Number 2, Happy's Birthday, Danny Returns. Number 3, A Day at the Tracks, Happy's Hotel. Number 4, Happy's Hotel Part 2, Happy Makes a Movie. Number 5, Happy Appy and the Demolition Derby. Number 6, Happy Appy Goes to the Circus Redux. Number 7, The Happy Appy Movie 2, The Followers. Number 8, Forensic Rises, Happy Appy Movie 2, Part 1. Number 9, Forensic Rises 2, They All Die, The Happy Appy Movie 2, Part 2. Number 10, The Followers, Happy Appy Movie 2, Part 3, Season 4. Happy's Fun Riot, not publicly released. One last thing before I leave this blog forever. I've destroyed the Happy Appy puppet, the DVDs, the countless VHS copies of the episodes, and I've gotten YouTube 3 taken off the web. I'm not doing this for myself, however. I'm doing this because hopefully if I can destroy all the evidence that this show ever existed, no one will be killed because of the show. Frederick, if you're reading this, please burn in hell like the demonic motherfucker that you are. It's over! We did it! Ugh. Ugh. The I could do something else. I could go get into a fight. Do. Peak. We did it. Now I have to go play Overwatch.